Hey everybody, this is Kevin Gain with Team Losi Racing. This is a new thing that we're going to start doing every week. It's In Touch with Team Losi Racing. Basically what that means is you're going to get to know us, and hopefully we're going to get to know you guys a little bit better. These are going to be every week. I'm not exactly sure which day it's going to land on yet, but this week we're at Psycho Nitro Blast in Tennessee, so we got Dakota and Tanner back there. Just wanted to kind of get it started. I figured it'd be kind of fun to get it going here at one of the races that we're at, so it makes it kind of cool. So in touch with Team Losi Racing is many things. It's going to be getting to know us personally and kind of what we're into, the people that work at Horizon and TLR. A lot of it's going to be tech tip video stuff, also we're going to talk about just racing in general, preparation for races, getting things, what you need to travel to races, different stuff like that. So they're going to progress. We're going to get better. I'm going to get better at these every single week. Eventually, I'll get them on some sort of a consistent day and a consistent time, so everybody kind of knows when and where they'll be. Most of the time, we're going to talk about maybe one tech tip. Maybe it'll be kind of related to wherever we're at or wherever races are coming up. Since we're at Psycho Nitro Blast and it's an 8-scale race, we're going to talk about some 8-scale stuff. This week I'm going to have three tech tip stuff, two kind of mandatory things, where we are today that you should always be using, and then one is kind of a setup thing, and kind of wanted to talk about it a little bit because it's a little tricky to kind of set up. There's some kind of different things you have to change on the car to make that all work. So I wanted to kind of go over those things and talk about that stuff. And then we'll do a Q&A at the end, kind of a question and answer thing at the end of the videos, just to kind of, I'll answer whatever I can answer, and what I can't, I'm sorry. Let's get started. So this week, since we're at a Nitro race, I want to bring up some stuff that's been coming up quite a bit. So two of these items have come up a lot. The new springs is one of them. So the new Evo springs. So, the difference between the springs, so this is our old springs. These are our old springs right here. You can basically tell by the old springs they're black colored. They are marked on the top. And the old spring is kind of tapered. So the top of the spring here is bigger, obviously, as you know, and the bottom of the spring is smaller. That basically makes the spring really progressive, and it can make the car kind of bounce and deflect off of some of the bumps and not kind of go through the bumps real well. So we have developed a new spring, which is called the Evo spring. The new spring, so what I suggest to everybody in everywhere with the old springs, just get rid of them. Throw them out of your box, get rid of them. You don't want to bring those springs with you ever again. The new springs, which is the Evo springs, they're very apparent. You can tell the difference. We did a really good job with showing the difference in those springs. So let me open up the package here. So here's the Evo spring. So the Evo spring is all one. It's not tapered at all. So it's the same size, same diameter, top and bottom, which is going to lead me into my other kind of part that you need. So to run these springs, you need to use the old spring cups, which if you buy shock ends now today, you get those spring cups with that. So they're a larger spring cup at the bottom. So if you look up above in the comment to the video or the description of the video, all of the part numbers for all of the springs, for all the spring rates and everything are in the comments, or in the description above, along with all the other part numbers and everything else that we're going to go over here in a little bit. So you'll find that part number for those spring cups in the description above, along with all the springs. So what's cool about these springs, we made them bare. They are clear coated, so they won't rust. They also have on the top of one side of the spring, there is a color code to the spring. And we are basically starting with blue front, yellow rear spring, The other option would be green front spring and maybe an orange, or still stay with the yellow rear. That's kind of where we've been kind of landing on the spring package today. But you can see all the rates. The rates are totally different than our old spring, because you have to remember that old spring was a progressive spring, so it changes. I would suggest getting an assortment of springs around those spring rates, and kind of going out and feeling what's working at your local track. So yeah, that's what I suggest on that. The other thing when installing these springs, other than the spring cups that you need, you also need to take the spring collar on the shock body. You need to take that spring collar off, and you need to basically flip it around to where the flange now, if you can see, that flange now is going to go up. And to do this, the better to put some black grease on the O-ring that's in there, so it's easier to screw on. But basically what that's going to do, that's going to give you about another half millimeter or millimeter or two of spring adjustment in the spring. With these springs in the rear, you're going to be almost pretty much to the very, very top of the collar on the spring, on the shock body. The front, you're going to be down probably maybe 4 millimeters roughly is where we've been at. But you need to, on the front and the rear, you need to flip that spring collar over. So let's do a quick overlay review of what we just went over. So the new springs should be always ran. From this point on, they are so much better at every track we go to. The new springs are the only way to go. Eliminate the old springs out of your box. You need to run the old shock cups, which come in the package with the rod ends, shock ends. And you need to flip over the collar. Once you do all those things, the springs are ready to rock and roll. You'll be good. So if anybody has any questions on the spring stuff, drop them down in the comments below. We'll go through the questions and stuff, and I'll answer the questions as we go. The other mandatory thing that we've come out with, and it's been out for a while, but I keep going to the races and I keep going to tracks, and it keeps being a small issue with some of our guys running our car. The other big thing is, excuse me, is the clamp on servo saver adjuster nut. It should be on everybody's car from today on, because you don't have to Loctite it anymore, which is amazing. You know, most of the time you put the Loctite on, and then when you want to take it back apart, you can't take it apart, right? Well, with this nut, you can take it back apart, and it won't come loose. You tighten down the little set screw. Let me open it up here and I'll show you. So with this, there's a set screw that goes in here, and it clamps it down basically on the post. So it can't come loose. It's genius. It works really, really well. It's the only way to go. It allows you to set your spring tension the way that you want it and not come loose. You don't have to Loctite it, like I said before, which is one of the biggest things for me, because when we take them apart here and there to clean the dust out and different stuff and change the plastic or the aluminum top piece. So with this, it just makes it really easy, really fast, and then you don't have to worry about your servo saver ever coming loose in a race, which can put you out. So I highly suggest this piece. It's up in the comment in the description above. The part number. It's something I highly recommend, and we should always be using it. So the last kind of setup thing that I had that I want to talk about, because it's kind of been a mixed thing between different team drivers and different consumers running our car. Universals. So there's a big majority of guys that are really liking the universals that we came out with, and some are still liking the CBAs. It's just a driver preference thing. But there is one major thing that I want to talk about with the setup of universals that I think a lot of people don't know. So we came out with a universal, so here's the front one, which I put the comment in the descriptions, and the part numbers are in the description of the video. But we came out with universal. So we came out with front, which you can see FR, and we also came out with rear. So that's an option to run. And then there's also an option, which I'm going to show you here how to do, is to run the front universal, which is a longer universal, in the front and the rear. And what this does is it's really ideal, and that's what everybody has been running on the team that run universals, is they're running the long front and the long rear. What that really does is it basically makes it more of a universal in the rear, and it allows the rear suspension to work more. It allows the rear end to be the suspension to function through the bumps better. It allows the car to rotate better through the middle of the corner. So I think where we are today, everybody's been kind of running the long universal, and that's what I would suggest to everybody to try or run. So you do need, no matter what, regardless, you need the front spindle, universal spindle to run this. Nothing special there. You basically put the bearing in, put it together. You'll need 2 sets of the front universal, which is in the description. And you're also going to need a set of the adjustable rear aluminum hubs. And this is where you're able to run the long rear one. So I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm going to open this package up and I'm going to show you how this basically works. This new hub that we came out with it gives us a lot of different options. It allows us to do, oops, dropping stuff here. This new hub that we came out with is really cool. It allows us to do many things with it that we weren't able to do in the past. So you can see there's 2 holes down here. You can raise and lower the hub itself. Raising the hub is going to make the rear end drive a little stiffer feeling, and it's going to drive a little flatter. It's going to give it more corner speed because the rear end is going to break loose and rotate through the corner better. It's been kind of a track preference thing with this. A lot of the guys do like a lot of the guys back here like it in the up position, sometimes in the lower position others. If they need forward grip, the lower position sometimes better. If you need more rotation, the rear of the car is just grabbing too much, and you can run it in the up position. So, but that's kind of beside the universal side thing. So within this package, though, you get a bunch of these plastic spacers here, and the reason why we basically went to these plastic inserts, it's much easier for us to get the tolerances with the bearing and everything stay nice and tight with this. So it works really, really good. It's a little bit of a slightly loose fit with the plastic piece going in, but as soon as you put the bearing in, everything stays nice and tight. Your wheels are nice and tight, and it just functions and it's better. So for the universal, so you're going to see one here it's basically just a thin piece and it's just straight through. There's no lips, there's no nothing. This does not change for universals at all. This basically goes in the outside of the hub. You just press that in there. It's a nice tight fit. It's good to go. Now here's where you have the difference from the long universal, the CVA, and the short universal. So also in the package you're going to find 2 of these different size pieces. One is, you can see that they're kind of tapered on the ends. Okay, so now what you want to do, if you're going to run the long universal, you want to use this piece right here, this skinny one, and that's going to shove all the way down into the hole here, and it'll allow the universal to fall in farther into the hub. So if you want to run the short universal or the CVAs, you're going to want to run the big thick piece, which will slide in there as well. And the bearing, whoops, dropped it. The bearing basically sits right here on this outer edge, like your current hub would today. So you basically run long universals. You want to take the short one like this, and you want to put it in to this side here. Boom, done. Put your bearings in, put it together like you normally would do. It's really the only way to go with the universal package, I think. So that's what I suggest on the hubs and the universals. So I hope that cleared some things up. I know that's been a big question on the universals. How do I get the long universal in the rear. So that's exactly how you do it. You need to use this particular hub with these inserts, with these different inserts, and you need to make sure you're using the super thin one on the inside that has the lip. Make sure the lip flat part goes in when you put it in there, and you're good to go on that. So I hope that helped. I hope that helped everybody on that side of things. We kind of ran through the 3 different tech tip items for this week. If you guys have any questions, please let me know. We will, if you guys have any questions to this video, let me know. We'll do a Q&A right now for a little while. But yeah, we're going to do this every week. That's really what these videos are going to be. They're going to be live. We're going to be talking every single week with everybody. There's going to be different tech tips. We're going to talk about racing. We're going to talk about, all kinds of different stuff. It's going to be really, really cool. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to make it fun. We're going to do different cool things. We're going to do stuff at the different tracks. Actually, here in a few minutes, we'll walk out and I'll show you guys the track here at Psycho Nitro Blast. But if you guys got any questions, let me check them out. Anything you guys might have, I'll try and answer whatever I might be able to answer. Throw them in the comments right now down below. And we'll do a Q&A for a little bit. If you have any questions on some of the stuff that I talked about, we went over the Evo Springs, which is really big. So Evo Springs for Truggy. Not yet. I am not 100% familiar on where we are with that. I'm sure that we will. Truggy, buggy, 8 scale is super really important to us. So. But there's nothing at the moment for Truggy Springs. If you guys got any other questions, let me know. The 10 scale too, we can talk about 10 scale stuff if you guys have any questions on 10 scale. But hope everybody's doing well. If you guys are here at PMB, Psycho Nitro Blast, come by, see me. We'll chat, wherever you guys. Evo Springs, hello. So, but yeah, so we got some text tip stuff here. Any other questions? If you guys like, we'll go check out the track right now. While you guys are writing some questions, if you got anybody of your buddies or whatever that want to see these videos every week, make sure you tag them in it. Make sure they're following Team Losi Racing online. Let's go check out the track here. This place is rad. I can't believe how cool this facility is. Place is pretty cool. I like what they did with the track this year too. So last year they had a couple of really big jumps that were obviously fun to watch, but it kind of made it tough for the racing overall because it was kind of a hit or miss if you could make it every lap or not. So they kind of eliminated some of the really big jumps, and they still have some, but they kind of tamed it down and made it a little bit more kind of supercross style. If you look right over here, we got a kind of a jump section or a rhythm section, the bumpy section that's kind of weird. Over there, we got another set of whoops. Got a couple of big jumps. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be interesting. I think it'll be more of a racer's race this year than anything else. So yeah, but a pretty cool track. I think it's gonna be fun. I think the should be pretty fun. But yeah, so you guys got any other questions? We'll answer them. We got a couple here. Let me get back here in the pit room, and we'll answer some more questions, and we will finish up for today. And then next week will probably be Wednesday. Also, we'll probably do another one of these videos. go from there. And also, if you guys have any specific tech tip stuff or any specific questions that you might have for us, leave them in the comments. And anybody watching this video later on, leave any questions that you have in the comments. I'll go through the comments tomorrow or later this week, and we'll just continue answering questions through the comment side. So yeah, we have a couple of questions here from guys. Running 3.0 A-arms on the 4.0 Truggy. So James, we have tried that. We have done a little bit with that. You have to do some other modifications. You don't just bolt them on. But it didn't really work out as well as we expected. I still think that the best way is to run the Truggy the way it is. It's the most stable. It's the best through the bumps. It didn't give us what we were looking for. So I would continue staying with the standard 4.0 arm and just running it the way it's supposed to be that way. I also suggest on any of the 8 scale stuff right now, Savoya's been really happy with his setup stuff. I suggest giving it a try. When you give it a try, you have to give it 100%. You have to put everything to the detail of Renault Savoya's setup stuff. So I suggest giving it a try. It's been really good for him. He's had some really good success lately with the stuff. So yeah, moving the rear arms in front on shock tower. Do I drill my own sway bar mounts? Matt, are you talking 8 scale? Or are you talking 10 scale? Let me know in the comments, Matt. Maybe you did. I was thinking I just used previous sway bar screw holes and a guide and just drill my way through. Matt, if you're talking 10 scale, but yeah, I'm not exactly sure 100% what you're talking about, but it sounds like you do have a good idea of what you're wanting to do. Maybe give me a little bit more detail down below, and I'll be more than happy to answer it. Renault suggested thicker Evo springs on front and rear on Truggy. Thoughts? Yeah, I mean we don't have anything for Truggy at this moment in time, but I know we will be working on all those kinds of things moving into the future. So stay tuned on anything coming with Truggy as far as springs and stuff. 22420. So yes, yes, Matt, you're absolutely right. You do have to drill a new hole for the sway bar mount on the arm when you move the shocks from the front to the back. So basically, you just take and measure that on the current arm on the back side, and just drill a new hole. It's really easy. You don't even have to be 100% perfectly accurate. So yeah, just make sure you get it really, really close and just drill a hole and you'll be fine. It's not too bad. Yeah, we're in the room with Techno at PMB. So Techno's over there to the left on that side of the room, and we've got this side of the room. Should be fun. I like the Techno guys. Any other question, guys? I'd like to hang out here for a little bit more and get some more questions in for this week. Like I said, make sure you go back, watch the whole video if you've kind of just jumped in. We talked about a lot of different stuff. If you have any other questions on the springs or the universals, you shouldn't really have too many questions on the servo saver nut. It's really basic. Put it on, tighten the screw down, and you're good to go forever. Toby 50. So I don't know, Toby. We are very committed to 8 scale off road. It is a big part of Team Losi Racing, and yeah, that's all I can say at the moment. But we're very, very 8 scale is very important to us. Why does I keep doing that? Matt, on the 22.4, hi Matt. Yeah, I've been out of the office a lot, but I had shoulder surgery couple weeks ago, and just before that I was out of town at multiple different events, so I've been out quite a bit. I will get back to you as soon as possible. Will the aluminum shock ends and cups be coming back out? Toby, I don't think so. I don't want to say for sure, but I don't think so. There was a lot of challenges with that. They've been pretty easy. So I don't see that happening, to be honest. We've had good success with the plastic ones. It's lighter. It's easier to manage. You don't have to Loctite them on. It becomes a challenge to get them off. So I don't envision that happening. Is there any plan for Truggy 4.0? I don't have that answer for you. If I could answer it, I wish I could. A lot of this stuff with new cars and different stuff like that, I can't really say, as you all know. But what I will say is we are very committed to all the segments of racing that we're involved in, and we're always working. We have a team of guys that work directly with those segments. So in touch with Team LC Racing, and I'll lay that out for you. So Ryan Dunford is our guy for 8 scale. He manages all the 8 scale stuff. He works on all the 8 scale stuff. Frank Root, as you all know, is solely focused on electric off-road. He works with all that stuff. He's developing that stuff, as you know. And then we have Chris Higa that is involved with the 5th scale program. He runs all the 5th scale stuff. He works on it, doesn't design it, but he works on it, and he tells the designers what they need to do and all of the above. So yeah, we're very committed in all the segments that we do, and we're always working on stuff. So let's see, we had a couple more questions down here. Is there tables already there? Matt, yes, there's some tables here. Dave has been carrying tables in and setting different stuff up for all of us, so it's awesome. Don't worry about it. Everything's good. I heard. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, it's going good. My shoulder's getting better every day. Sore. That's the biggest thing right now. He runs Kyosho shocks. So yeah, Savoya has been running some Kyosho shocks on his 8 scale. He's doing some stuff that we've asked, and he's providing a ton of feedback to us. So sometimes you have to do some things to make some things better and learn different stuff, and that's how our guys run stuff on our cars sometimes that aren't available, but it's to make the car the best it can be so we can make it the best for all the consumers out there. And if we can't do those things, then we can never learn, and we'll just always stay where we're at. And that's not what we're about. We're about, moving forward, progressing, making better stuff for our team, our customers, and giving everybody the best race car that they possibly can, so they can go out and do the best that they can do. So we've learned a lot of different stuff. Savoya is really, really good at it. So yeah, yep. He's been trying all kinds of different shock packages lately. My car's dialed with JR Mitch's setup. Yeah, there's been so JR really likes the universals that we talked about. And that kind of goes to that majority of guys. There's a lot of guys that like the universal stuff. JR is awesome. JR is a big part of our team. He does so much stuff for us. It's unbelievable. And he's got his setups are a little different than some of the other guys, which I like. I think is really good. It's good because not everybody drives the same, and there's guys that like different stuff. I like a lot of stuff that JR runs, and I know a lot of other guys, a lot of consumers, and a lot of different racer guys on our team like a lot of JR setup stuff. So thank you. It's awesome. JR is really cool. Continue to follow him. So he's got his own page and everything. So always feel free to hit JR up. Scott Atkins, man, I haven't seen you in a while, dude. I hope you're doing well. So status on new 110 four-wheel drive buggy. So like I said earlier, we're fully committed to every single segment of that we're involved in. So that's basically where we're at.
I cannot for the life of me remember your name. No, for that. Chris Fail. Yeah, okay. No.
If I could get it translated. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, my boy Joey, he's one of the races.
So, any more questions, guys? I'll hang out. We'll sit here and chit chat for another maybe 5 minutes, and if we get some more questions in, we'll answer them. I hope everybody's doing well. 8-scale season's starting to kick off. Weather's getting nice. It's been nice in California. We had a little struggle flying in here to Tennessee. The weather was pretty bad. Had some delays and different stuff. It was kind of crazy, monsoonish weather driving from Nashville. We ended up stopping halfway, getting a hotel room so we could sleep it off. But yeah, so 8-scale's kicking off. We're super excited. If you don't know, we did announce the TLR Cups, which we're really excited about. They're going to be some new tracks this year, a couple new tracks, couple of the tracks we were at last year. We're really happy to go support Scott Brown over there at Tacoma RC. It's going to be really fun. I've not been there myself personally. I've always wanted to go. Really looking forward to it. We're also going to do a carpet track this year. It's going to be in New York at Island RC Raceway. We're going to go see our team guy, Anthony Mazzara. Really nice facility, really cool. We're going to do carpet. I think that's going to be really fun. We're going to do 8-scale this year. So we're going to have an 8-scale race. We're going to have it at the Horizon RC Fest in Illinois at Eli Field. Going to be a lot of fun. We really encourage everybody to come out. Going to be a lot of cool prizes, a lot of different stuff to see while you're there. Going to be, planes going, jets going, quadcopters, I mean, you name it. It's going to be a really cool, just overall fun experience. So if you can make it to that one, it'll be fun. We're going to stay at leisure hours for the Horizon Midwest Classic. That's going to be fun. Good turnout the last couple of years. We're super excited about that. We're going to do a few things different this year, I think, just to kind of make it a little bit more fun. But yeah, it should be a really good time. So got a couple more questions in here. So never status on 110 drive. We got a couple more questions here, guys. I'll answer these questions, and then we might want to call it a day. 22.4 steering parts, new rack. We have been testing some stuff. Like I said before, that's the only way we can learn and make things better. When we have when we have what we get figured out dialed in, we're going to give it to the customers. That's what we do. But nothing new. We're just testing some stuff. Our two-wheel drive car has been, our 22 4.0 car is really good. We have, I don't think I've heard anything negative about it, to be honest with you. So we're always working on stuff. We're always playing. That's how we do. That's what we do to learn. But there's nothing negative about our car right now. It's capable of winning at any given time. So I wouldn't worry too much about it. Hitting that button there. But if you guys have any of your buddies or anything that want to watch the videos, make sure you tag them. Make sure you like it. That way we can make sure we reach as many people as we can and help as many racers as we can doing these videos every week. So what's going on, boss? Man, see you June. Love new spring package. Derek, hey, what's up, Derek? But who's coming to April Fools? So Chad Dew's going to go to April Fools. Chad Dew's been on the team. He's been outstanding. We've learned a lot from Chad. He's helped us in several different ways with the electronic stuff and car setup stuff. So yeah, Chad Dude's awesome. Super excited to have Chad on board. So Chad's going to be at April Fool's. Looking forward to that. We got a pretty large group of guys also in the area, so they're all going to be there as well. So, all right, guys. Well, I don't see any more real big questions right now. I hope you guys like this. Throw in the comments, anything that you'd like to see different. But we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna expand this. We're gonna do this every week. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna do it, different locations. We're gonna be in the office sometimes. We're gonna be, at the track sometimes. We're gonna get to know some of the guys at Team Lossi Racing, which I think is gonna be fun. I hope we get to know you guys a little bit better. Comment, questions, stuff like that. If you're at the races and you see us here, see us there, come say hi. I mean, there's no reason not to. We like racing. That's why we do this. So come see us, come say hi, and check us out. So after this, we're gonna P&B this week. Then we got we're gonna be at the OCRC Stock Nationals. We got April Fools coming up. Man, I don't know we got a bunch of stuff coming up, but we'll talk about some more of that next week. So, all right, guys, thank you very much. Really appreciate it. We'll see all you guys next week. Leave some questions in the comments below. Make sure you check out the description up above. It's got all the part numbers of everything that you need for everything that we talked about. And good luck racing this weekend. We're going to have some fun here. If you're here, come say hi. See you guys. Thank you very much.